Programming a repeater into the Motorola GP340Ex. Hi guys, so I'm hoping to go to this event here. This is the National Hamfest at Newark Showground. So there's the dates for it, the 27th and 28th of September. And I'm looking forward to hopefully going, because I know I've missed out the last couple of years because it's either not been on because of various things, or I've just not been able to get because of work commitments. Because I'm now self-employed, I can actually get there, all being well depending on my financial situation after all these car repairs are paid, which is a bit of a nightmare, but we'll get there. I might even have my car back by the time this video goes live, we don't know. So, you've got an inset picture showing the Motorola GP340Ex, and there's a reason for that. So if I go to the next tab along, we've got the repeater information for GB3GR. Now, just bear in mind this is a 1 watt radio, so it's worth a try. So, GB3GR is the Grantham 70 centimeter repeater. It is the Keeper's G0 OJF. You might recognise that call sign from somewhere. So, these are the frequencies that repeater operates on, and the CTCSS is down here. So, it's a 70 centimeter repeater. I might put a call or two out on it anyway when I'm on my way down there, once I know I'm in range of it. I'll just have to make sure the SWR on 70 sems is okay on my current mobile antenna. I'm not sure what it's like at the moment. I'm going to program that into this Motorola GP340Ex because I want to try it from the showground to see if I can even get into it. So if we go into that window there, we have, and I'm going to bring this down a touch. I'll see if we bring it across there. The programming software for the Motorola GP300 and GM300 series. I'm not sure it'll work with my GM350 for 4 meter band, but even though it does say GM on the top of here, but it works for this GP340EX. It's not something I'm going to try right now. So what we need to do is we need to add a frequency. We don't need to go through any of the other things. We don't need to go through per radio. We don't need to change anything there, because this radio has already been programmed with everything I want it to be programmed with. We don't need per personality. That stays as it is. We don't need to change anything down here. The only thing we need to change is per channel. So if we're going to per channel 9, now this can give you two options to how you view this. Now if you want to view it like that, you can do, which makes it a bit more familiar for people who've used chirp in the past, but you do actually have to add the next row. Or we can do it the way we're going to do it, which is the default way that the programming software presents you. So the first thing we need to do is we need to press on this green plus, which is add. That now adds a new channel, channel 10. Channel 10 is not currently programmed on this radio. So the transmit frequency is the frequency the repeater is listening on, the input frequency, which is 438 decimal 450. And I've just pressed enter and that's just cleared it off. So let's go back to that. So we'll leave reference frequency at automatic. We don't need to change that. So what we're going to do next is we're going to change the output. Put the output frequency into our receive frequency. So the repeater transmits on 438.50, we're listening to that frequency. So 430.850, add the extra 0, it'll populate it again probably later. So that's now set up. You can't put the split in, you have to put the transmit and receive frequencies in by hand. Unlike on chirp where you can put the split in. So display doesn't apply to us with this radio because it doesn't have a display. PL, DPL, we do need that. So we need to encode a PL. PL is basically CTCSS. So we need to change that to, it's giving us options. So we're going to use XA, which is 71.9. So XA 71.9, that's the one we want to transmit. And in miscellaneous, which is the next step. Personality, keep that at 1 because this radio only has the one personality. Scan list, we don't need to add it to that, it's a repeater. But if you want to add the repeater to the scan list, you can, if you're in range of it all the time. Repeater talk around, you can put that on if you want. If you have a button assigned to do that on the radio, I don't believe I do on this one. So you can inhibit the repeater talk around selection as well by putting a tick in that box, and you can also inhibit the channel from being selected by putting a tick in that box, which we don't want to do. The other options, they don't work because they don't apply to this radio. The software knows what radio is connected and knows what settings to apply to it, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So you can have a look at it on this view if you want. So to edit that, you would just type in the frequency in there and there. Change whether you have a CTCSS or not. Change the CTCSS in here. That just allows you to manually enter it. And you can enable and disable the receive CTCSS there if you so choose, which we're not going to have. We're going to have that disabled. Does give you a bit more information if you scroll further down. So it gives you the PL and DPL that you might have set there. DPL is basically DCS. It also gives you the personality down there. So if we go back to the normal view, that's now done. We can close that. Per channel 10 is now listed here. What we're going to do is we're going to write this to the radio. So it says write device. It'll ask if we're sure you want to do that. Press yes. It'll come up with this little dialog. It'll verify the device can take it. And obviously it'll stop if it can't. It's now writing it to the radio. The radio will beep when done. Like so. And that's it done. So that is now all put onto the radio. So I'm going to bring the radio out. I'm going to disconnect the programming cable because we no longer need it. So I'll just put that down there. So there's the radio. Okay, so it's now all programmed. I'm going to close this off and then shut this virtual machine down, because even though it's just a virtual machine, you've still got to go through the motions. Shutting Windows 95 down, and it'll shut it down cleanly, and then it won't come up with a menu later on asking if you want to put it into safe mode. So if I can get into a GB3GR, you'll know about that, because I will certainly be filming it, because I will be doing some filming down at the National Hamfest. And it will definitely be a good day out if I can get down there. And if you are going to the National Hamfest as well, I know at least one person who is a subscriber to this channel will be there. And I do hope to meet him. And I hope to meet a lot more of you guys as well, because I do like to meet my viewers. I do like to know that you're out there, and I like to meet you in person. So you can meet and greet and, you know, have a cup of tea and a chat maybe. And if I buy anything, then, well, that will be quite a surprise, to be honest, depending on these car repairs. So I'm going to call it an end to the video now, and I will be back with the next one. This video's only come about because, let's face it, I haven't got a lot to do at the moment because I still don't have my car back, and I'm not likely to get it back until at least sometime next week now. But you guys will be the first to know when I get it back as well. So I'll catch you in the next one. I might actually have my car back by the time this video goes live. I might not. I don't know, but we'll see. And that's basically programming a repeater into the Motorola GP340. Because it applies to all those GP340 radios. And if you search eBay, you can find those radios. The programming cable, I got that one off Amazon. If your radio doesn't come with a charger, you can get one of them from Amazon as well. So that's M3. I'll catch you in the next one.